Hello, hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Again, I am teacher Zaida, Ms. Zaida or Ms. Z. Super happy to see all of you here today. Welcome designers and storytellers to the biggest comic strip contest of the year. Okay, so today, welcome again to 98th Percentile's Comics, a tale with comic strips. Before we get started, could you please go get your parents? Calling all parents, calling all parents. Kids, students, please go, 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 run, 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 and get your parents. I just need a small time from them, just a short amount of time from them. Okay, I'll give you 1 minute to go get them. Go get your parents, please. Okay. All right, parents. First of all, thank you and welcome to Comics. I'm only going to take a short amount of your time. Kindly note that this session is being recorded for quality and marketing purposes to make sure I'm doing a good job. And we will share screenshots and snippets of this video on our social media and other websites to let the world know how wonderful your children are. So who are we? Who is 98th percentile? We are a super online e-learning company. We have classes in ELA, public speaking, coding, and math. And what's great about us is that we have live classrooms, acceleration and skill mastery, and we have small class sizes. So what are the benefits of joining 98th percentile? Well, it's 8 times the value of your money, and who doesn't want to save money? We have personalized learning with fantastic teachers like me. We have proactive and progressive methods, and we use award-winning platforms. And we also have an accelerated curriculum, which means your child will learn faster and get ahead faster. Why do our customers love us? Let's take a look. Look at all these fantastic reviews. Please, I encourage you to look at the chat. You will find links where you can see the reviews for in Google and Facebook talking about our fantastic classes and our fantastic teachers. So please do look at the chat, click on the link, and read our wonderful reviews. We have many of them. So we have a very special offer for you today. And it's an event-only offer. You get 4 weeks, yes, 4 weeks of free classes. There is no credit card required, and it's first come, first serve. So please do act fast. You don't want to miss this opportunity. And signing up and registering is a very simple process. Step 1, go to 98percentile.com and click on free trial. Step 2, book the correct grade level free trial on the portal. Make sure you click the correct grade level. And for an event-only offer, this event offer that we have, you'll have to book those classes before June 7th to get those free 4 trial classes. So remember, June 7th is your last day to sign up. And we also have an extra surprise offer. You get up to $100 off if you enroll directly. So if you enroll today, you will get $100 off. What a fantastic deal. So what is a comic strip? It's a sequence of drawings, often cartoons, arranged in panels to display humor or a story, often with text balloons and captions. And what is comics? 98th Percentile Comics is a one-of-a-kind contest where we would first teach your child how to develop a storyline with me. in their minds around their favorite superheroes, robots, pets, and other fictional and non-fictional characters. And then we are going to show them how to transition that storyline into a graphic visual in the form of a comic strip. Isn't that exciting? Let's take a look at some famous comic strips. First, we have Batman and Robin and Superman, classic comic strips. And from these amazing comic strips, they were developed into films and movies. So who knows, maybe your child might have the next fantastic comic strip that will become classic and world famous. We also have the adorable cat Garfield, who is naughty and mischievous and likes to go out on adventures, also made into a film. And of course, we have Batman, Robin, and the Joker. It's another super classic comic strip, which has been famous all over the world, as well as had many, many, many films based on this comic. So again, who knows, maybe your child is next to be the greatest comic strip writer, creator. So how are we dividing our groups? So grade 1 and 2 is the unicorn group. Grade 3 and 4 is the Garfield group, and grade 5 and 6, which is today, is the Phoenix group. Now take a look at the important timelines of this contest. Now parents or children, if you have any questions, please do type them in the chat and someone will answer those questions for you. So take a note of these important dates of the contest. June 4th through 6th, we are doing our master classes. Again, it's in 2 parts. First part is writing a storyline. And the second part is making that storyline, transitioning that storyline into a fantastic comic strip. June 9th, very important date, everyone. We are starting to accept those comic entries. Yes, this is when you start to submit your fantastic work. From June 10th to June 18th, you will be promoting and letting the world know about your fantastic comic. Make sure you like and share and tell all of your friends, all of your parents, all of your teachers, everyone you know that you are in this contest and that they have to like and share so that you can be the winner. And June 20th, the most important date of all, we announce our fantastic winners. So do please take a note of these dates. They are very important. You don't want to miss out. And again, if you have any questions, please do type it on the chat and someone will answer them for you. So today we are going to be having 2 master classes again. One, we're going to create a storyboard or a storyline with me. And the second one will be with Miss Sanskriti, who is going to help you design your comic strip. Okay, and the unicorns, grade 1 and 2, will be submitting their comic strips by hand. Grades 3 to 6, your contest will be submitted via Canva comic strips electronically. So let's take a look at some important information here. All comics created would be submitted on the 98th percentile comics wall. The comic submitted will be verified to make sure that there are no ugly words, misleading storyboards, or sour graphics. Any animations or words that are unsuitable will be filtered out. The post submitted on the comics wall would have features to like and share. So again, you can tell everyone that you know to like and share your comic so that you can be the winner. And top 3 posts in each category who receives the most votes will be the winner of 98th percentile comics. Let's take a look at some sample comics that we will be using in Canva. It can be a 3-panel comic. It can also be 4, and it doesn't have to be a superhero. It can be just any fictional character, like a dog, a frog, a dragon, anyone you'd like. And so what superpowers is your child going to get from joining us today? First of all, they will be the king and queen of comics. We'll also have a chance to win Amazon gift cards. They will have social media fame and become a literacy legend because everyone will know about their fantastic comics, and we'll have some online interviews. All participants will receive a certificate, and we will also have awards for the winners. And the best part is scholarships up to $1,000. That is fantastic. So what are our winners going to win? The third place winner is going to win a $10 Amazon gift card and 50% scholarship for a 12-week subscription to any of our classes, whether it be ELA, math, coding, or public speaking. Second place is going to win a $20 Amazon gift card and an 80% scholarship for a 12-week subscription to any of our programs. And the first place winner is going to win a $50 Amazon gift card. What will you buy with $50? Plus 12-week free subscription to any of our programs. Again, ELA, public speaking, coding, and math, any of those programs. So parents, thank you very much for taking the time to listen to our presentation. If your children are not already with you, please bring them back so I can teach them how to create a story. You are welcome to stay. If not, I will just need your child's attention so that we can create our story. And again, please, if you have any questions, please type those in the chat and someone will get back to you. Thank you, parents. And I will just get a minute for the kids to please, or the children, the students to please sit. Make sure you have a piece of paper or a notebook and something to write with, because we are going to create your story today and do some fantastic brainstorming. So I'll give you a minute to get prepared, have something to write on, paper or notebook, and a pencil or a pen, or whatever you like to write with. I'll give you a minute to do that. Okay, is everyone ready? Is everyone ready? Let me see some virtual hands, Let me see some hands for the people who are ready to get started. Yes, excellent, excellent, awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, well, again, I am teacher Zaida, Ms. Zaida, or you can call me Ms. Z. I prefer Ms. Z. Ms. Zaida, and I'm going to help you write your story for your comics today, and I'm very excited to do that. So let's get started. Oh, before we get started, let's see. I want to know, who is your favorite superhero or superheroine? Who is your favorite superhero or super heroine? I will give you 1 minute to vote and let me know who is your favorite. Ooh. Okay. It is a stiff competition between Wonder Woman, Captain America, Captain Marvel, and Batman. Okay. All right, we got one more person to vote. Okay, well, it looks like we have a tie. We have a tie between Wonder Woman, yeah, Captain Marvel, and Batman. All right, excellent. Well, that's good that you like Wonder Woman, because she is my character in the comic that I wrote. All right, let's get started, everyone. Here we go. Let me take a look in the chat and see. Yeah. Yes, honey. Yes, you are in the Phoenix group, and you will make a comic on the computer. And don't you worry, because our wonderful teacher, Miss Sanskriti, is going to be teaching you how to do that. Okay? So don't worry your little head about it. Here we go. Let's get started, everyone. The first thing I want to know is, what is a comic strip? Please write it in the chat, or raise your virtual hand and let me know. Raise your virtual hand and let me know, what is a comic strip? I want to hear from you. What is a comic strip? Okay. Yep. Is it Ishita? Ishita?
Yeah.
How,
In my
okay.
words, I'd say a, a comic strip is like a short scene of
Yeah.
like action
Mm-hmm.
and well, yeah, a short scene of action and like stuff
Oh,
like that.
excellent. Thank you very much. Great job. That is fantastic. Thank you, Ishita. All right, let's see. Yep. And Taran says a strip of comic. Exactly like it sounds. Okay, very good. All right. Well, a comic strip very simply is comic strips are little stories with pictures. Yeah, little stories with pictures. Now I want to know, everyone, what is a character? What is a character? Please type it in the chat or raise your virtual hand and let me know. I want to hear from you. What is a character? What is a character? Okay. Is it Dishita? Is that right?
Uh, yeah. So I
Oh,
think a character is like a person who's in the story.
mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. Very good. Excellent. Thank you very much, Dishita. You are wonderful. Great job. Okay. Yep. All right. Let's see what we've got in the chat here. Someone, Taran says someone or something that takes place in a story. Very good. Yes. Well done to both of you. Both of you. That is fantastic. So a character, just like Tyrone said, yeah, Tyron, excuse me. A character is a person, animal, or thing in a story. Writers use characters to perform actions, to speak dialogue, and to move the story along the plot line. All right. So great job to both of you. So let's take a look at the 5 elements of storytelling. The first and most important is our hero or our heroine or our character. Okay, I want to remind you that you do not have to do a comic strip about a superhero. You can do it about any fictional or non-fictional character. Okay, so we have our hero and our heroine, and we're going to dig deep and look at each one of these elements and brainstorm our story. We also have our villain. We have the rising action, the conflict or the climax, and we finally have the resolution. So those are the 5 key elements of the story. Now let's look at each and every one of these individually. First one is a hero or a heroine. Can anyone tell me what is the characteristics or what is something that the hero or the heroine does? Please, please, please raise your virtual hand. Let me know. I want to hear from you, or you can also write it in the chat. Ooh, Dishita. Yes. Okay. Dishita, tell me, what is the characteristics or the actions that a hero or heroine does?
They're usually really brave, and they like sometimes they like save the whole world or something.
Ah,
Yeah, and they like help people, and they're helpful, and they're powerful.
yes. Yes, super. That is fantastic. Well done. That is absolutely correct. Well done. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sweetheart. Okay. And let's see. Tyrone is telling me that is someone who saves someone or something. Excellent. Well done. You two are fantastic. Very, very good. Well done to both of you. Thank you for providing your knowledge. So let's take a look here. So we have a hero or heroine or your character, your main character takes action. They are ready to go. Okay. Then we also have they combat danger or adversity or something that is challenging. Okay. Because again, remember, we're not just talking only about superheroes. So it could be a challenge that they have. And the last one is just like Dashita say, they have strength and they have courage. Yeah. So what I want you to do right now is think about who your hero or your heroine is going to be for your story. So I chose Wonder Woman, but again, your character can be anything or Anyone. Please do write it down on your piece of paper, everyone, because you are going to need it for when you go with Miss Sanskriti to create your comic strip. Okay, so your character can be a dog, it can be a monkey, it can be a dragon. I had another student the other day used their spork. He had a very funny story and he used a spork as a character. All right, so please write it on your paper. Raise your virtual hand because I would love to hear your ideas, and also type it in the chat and let me know. So mine is Wonder Woman. What is yours? I'll give you a minute to think about who your hero or heroine will be. And I would really love to hear from everyone. I'd love to hear from everyone. Everyone participating is really great. That way we can get lots of different ideas. Ooh, Ishita, yes. Yes, Ishita, please tell me. Who is your hero or heroine or character, sweetie?
Oh, well, is it okay if I have like an evil character as the main character?
Well, then who's going to be your villain?
What?
You will have an evil character, yes, but right now you want your good character. But yeah, you can have someone evil, absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
You need more time to think about it?
I know who my good character is already.
Okay, tell me.
A goat.
A goat?
Yeah.
A goat. Okay, I love it. A goat. Why not? Excellent. Thank you, Ishita. Thank you for sharing that with us. That sounds
Wait,
yeah.
I had a question though.
Yeah, honey. Go ahead, sweetie.
Is it okay if my comic strip is like a little long?
You can cut your comic strip can be as long as you want it to be, sweetie. We'll go over how you can make your comic strip and put it into panels. We'll go over that in a little bit later, okay? But that's a good question. Thank you for asking. Thank you, Ishita. Okay, all right, fantastic. Now let me see who else in the chat. Yeah, Kopal says Spider-Man. All right, very good, excellent. And the loyal llama. The loyal llama? That sounds good. That sounds excellent. Great job, guys. I want to hear from everyone, okay? Yeah, we have 11 people here, so I want to hear from everyone. I'd love to hear your ideas, okay? All right. And remember, there's no right or wrong answer. This is your time to be creative and to create whatever you want, okay? All right, Ishita, no problem. Okay, here we go. Let's continue. Now that we have our hero and our heroine, let's take a look at the villain. What is the villain? What characteristics does the villain have? What does the villain do? Yes, please raise your virtual hand or type it in the chat and let me know what a villain is. What is a villain? What kind of characteristics does a villain have? Ooh, I'm getting more hands. I love it. Okay, here we go. Is it Harshika? Is that correct? Harshika. Okay, good, sweetie. Thank you. All right. So what is a villain? Tell me.
So like a villain is like an evil person who wants to destroy or like become, he wants to dominate like the whole wide world. And then he's evil and like he does robberies or something. And then he wants to destroy a hero.
Yes, fantastic. That is super, Harshika. Thank you for sharing your idea with us. That's fantastic. Okay, let me hear from Dishita. Dishita, tell me please, what is a villain?
Yeah, actually, I have a few questions.
Okay, go ahead, sweetie.
So, for my first question, so like, how long does the comic strip have to be?
The comic strip is as long as you want it to be.
Okay, and my second question is, can there be more than one heroine or hero?
Absolutely. You know Batman and Robin? Batman, there's two. And sometimes Batman, Robin, and Supergirl, all three of them working together. Absolutely, you can have more than one hero, honey.
Okay, yes. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. All right, very good. Let me see what's in the chat here. All right, so Oh, I love how some of you are already giving me your characters. That is fantastic. Okay, yes. No, you don't have to include a phoenix. That's okay. Okay, so Ishita says that a character whose evil actions or motives are important to the plot. Ooh, that is perfect. Super job there. Okay, so as some of you have already know, yes, please let me know who. Oh, wait, before we do that, sorry, I got a little excited and a little ahead of myself. Okay, here we go. A villain is wicked and naughty and sometimes criminal. Okay, they oppose the hero or the character, okay, and they create a harmful or evil plan. Okay, so as some of you have already realized, I want to know who your villains are. My villain is a made-up character named Steely Burgers. His name is Steely Burgers because he likes to steal burgers and he likes to steal money. That naughty Steely Burger. Yep. So let me know who is your villain. Please, please, please. Raise your virtual hand, or I can see here that we have some people already talking about their, so a rocket raccoon. That sounds very interesting. I can't wait to hear how that story is going to go. Oh, we have Bigfoot. Yes, Bigfoot. Oh, Prakrit says tries to get the good guys. Absolutely. Yes, the villain. Okay, so we've got Bigfoot and a rocket raccoon. I really want to hear about this rocket raccoon. Okay, and Loyal Llama and the Amazing Alpaca are superheroes and baby Bigfoot. Yes, can your villain be a natural disaster? Absolutely. Students, this is Mr. Ham. Okay, so this is your time to be creative. You can make whatever story you want. Your characters could be whatever characters you want them to be. This is your time to be creative. All right, so we've got Giant Man. Prakrit says Giant Man. I like it. Okay, let me hear from some of you. I want to hear from some of you. Here we go. Ishita. Ishita, tell me who your villain is.
My villain is the goat collector, and well, I just want to say my
Uh-huh.
story has a little twist at the end.
Okay,
Like,
wait, save that for us. Save that twist because we're going to talk about all those things, okay? Don't forget, write it down because I want to hear it, okay?
so
Okay.
at first, like the goat, I already wrote that down. So at first, everyone thinks like the goats are the good guys, but like at the end, the goats are also the bad guys because after they defeat the goat collector,
Yeah.
they just try to rule the world. Goat,
Oh,
goat war.
that sounds good, Ishita. I can't wait to hear the entire story. Thank you for sharing. That is fantastic. That is super, super. Okay. How about Dishita? Can I please hear who your villain is?
I don't really have a villain. It's like more of like the forces of the universe or something. Because mine is kind of like a horror story. Like these
Yeah.
three sisters, they get like stuck in a parallel universe and they try to get out or something.
Oh, okay. That sounds very interesting. Well done. Okay. Well, yeah, think about a specific villain or how you're going to illustrate that. Okay. Well done. Excellent. Thank you. Good job. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for everyone who's sharing. I want to hear from all of you. Okay. I really want to hear from all of you. Okay. Let's continue. All right. So we now have the third element of our story, which is the rising action. Okay. The rising action includes a series of events. It increases the tension and it leads to the climax of the story. Now, this is an important part of the story because you don't want your reader to fall asleep. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was reading this boring comic. Yeah, we don't want none of that. We want our reader to be intrigued. We want our reader to want to keep reading your story. They want to know what happens next. Okay, so the rising action is important because you want to keep your reader engaged. All right, so while you can start thinking about some ideas for your rising action, just wait one moment because we are going to dig in and look at the different parts of the rising action, and we're going to actually write that story. So wait and hold on one moment for that. Okay, the next part is the conflict. And I want to know from all of you what you think the conflict is, or what is the conflict? What is the conflict? Please write that in the chat or raise your virtual hand. Yeah, and let me know what the conflict is. I want to hear from all of you. Thank you to all of you who are contributing. That is just fantastic. I really, really want to hear from all of you. So let me know, what is the conflict? Raise your virtual hand, yes, or type it in the chat and tell me. Okay, I've got an answer here. Let's take a look. The action between two characters, says Prakrit. Yes. Oh, yes, that is fantastic. Well done and a perfect answer. Yep. Anyone else want to contribute here to the conflict? What is the conflict? Okay. Let me ask Harshika. Harshika, do you know what is the conflict?
So like a villain and a hero fighting each other.
Ooh, that is fantastic. Great job. Great answer. Thank you for answering that. Okay, and we've got here from Ishita. In literature, a conflict is a literary device characterized by the struggle between two opposing forces. Conflict provides crucial tension in any story and is used to drive the narrative forward. Wow, that sounds very official. Great job. Okay, mostly good guys versus bad guys, says Prakrit. Oh, I got that from Google. Okay, excellent. Beautiful. All right. So we have a researcher in the group. That's fantastic. Okay, so as Ishita said, a conflict is the clash or struggle between two opposing forces. So good versus evil, just like Prakrit said. Very good, guys. Okay, and then it also occurs when the main character struggles externally or internally. Okay, so what does that mean? It means that they could fight a bad guy, yeah, something actually that they can see, but sometimes we have an internal conflict. Yeah, for example, for me, Wonder Woman, one of her conflicts is that she has her day off and she doesn't know whether to take her weapons with her or not. Okay, so it could be a decision, a big decision. Should I do this or should I do that? So the conflict doesn't always have to be something outside of your character. It can also be an internal conflict, something that they are struggling with. And the last one, it provides the most important and the most exciting part of your story. This is the most exciting part of the story. Please remember that we might have a quiz after. Okay, so let's see what we have here in the chat. Mr. Ham, oh, Arian is already ready to tell me his, and that is fantastic. We are going to dig deep, guys, into each and every one of these, but I'm glad that you're ready. Let's see. Mr. Ham works for the Secret Pig Council, which are working to stop people from eating ham and then eating the world. Ooh, that might be a true story. Very good. Well done. Excellent. Okay, so yeah, I know. Oops, I know you're excited to write that conflict. Just saying my story is copyrighted. Good job. Good job. That way no one takes your story, Ishita. Great thinking. Okay, so again, we're going to dig deep into this conflict and the rising action pretty soon. Okay, so keep those great ideas either written down or ready to share because we are not there yet. Just let me see. Okay. Oh, Tarun, I'm going to read your answer in just a moment when we get there. Okay, sweetie? So I see that you've done that. So but I'm just going to read it in just a little bit. Okay, we're just going to finish with one more element and then we're going to get started with that. Okay. All right. Tyrone is also copyrighted. Very good. Excellent. Good job. No one can steal your work. Make sure you write that little C. Okay, so then our last part, the fifth part, key element of our story is the resolution. Can someone tell me what the resolution is? Please, please, please raise your hand. Yes, or write it in the chat and tell me what is a resolution. What is the resolution? What do you think it is? What does it mean? Let me see some hands. Let me see some virtual hands. Or some answers in the chat. Or I'll just pick one of you. Let's see. Oh, I'm getting some answers now. Here we go. All right. Deshita says it's when the problem is solved. Yes. Prakrit, the thing that happens in the end. Yes, absolutely. Great job to both of you. Excellent. Yeah, Ishita. Resolution is the end of the story. It occurs after the climax. It is when you learn what happens to the characters after the conflict is resolved. That is exactly right. And that is exactly my words. Did you get that from Google? Good job. Okay. So excellent. Excellent to all of you. Great job. Super, super. Okay. Ishita, I can see you are going to be some kind of researcher, and that is great. All right. So it's the end of the story, and we learn what happens to the characters after the conflict is resolved. Okay, just as all of you said. So very, very good. Okay, so let's continue. And now I want to know, what is a plot line? What is a plot line? What is a plot? Ooh, okay, here we go. What is a plot line? They have a dance party. I can't wait, Tyrone, I can't wait to hear all of your story. Okay. Yep. Anyone else can tell me what is a plot line? Okay. Let's see. Let me hear from Gurleen. Gurleen, can you tell me what a plot line is? Hello. Yeah. Okay.
It's like the series of events in a story.
The series of events in a story. Yes, very good. Fantastic. Great job. Thank you for answering. Aaron said, when you plot things along a line. Okay. Yep. Sounds pretty logical, huh? Sounds pretty logical. All right. Great job. So yeah, plot line is a connected series of events. Excellent, Gurleen. Yeah, that form the plot in the story, that form the storyline. Great job here, guys. Excellent. So now I know we are waiting for this moment to actually finish writing our stories. So now that you have your hero and your heroine, okay, we are going to write that story. Now, it's very important that you write this on a piece of paper, or actually some of you may want to write it on a Google Doc if you want to, or a notebook. You are going to need this for your next class. So please, please, please do write that down. Okay, that's the most important part. Before you write it in the chat, please write it on your paper or Google Docs or notebook, whatever you are using. Okay, so let's take a look at the first part. Let me see if I have a question here. You already wrote your story? Okay, well, you can share it by parts, okay, Ishita? I can't wait to hear it. We're gonna share it by parts, okay, sweetie? Okay, all right, so I'm so glad that you're so excited that you already wrote it. That's fantastic. Okay, so the characters explaining or showing a problem. This is how your story begins, and how it begins and how it's already starting to get a little bit of that tingling sensation to know what is happening. So for my story, Wonder Woman has a day off. She's hungry and decides that she wants to go to the restaurant to get a burger, right? And then she's like, okay, I'll bring all my everything with me. I'll bring my weapons with me. And then she's like, it's my day off. I shouldn't bring anything. And just as she's getting to the door, she thinks, okay, I'll just bring my whip. Yep. So I want to know, take a minute or two, if you haven't written it already, because I know some of you already have, take a minute or two to write down, how does your story begin? How does your story begin? How is your character explaining or showing that there is going to be a problem? Please, please raise your virtual hand, because I want to hear all of you. I want to hear from all of you, and please write it in the chat. Yep, write it in the chat and let me know how your story begins. I want to already hear from, because I know Tyrone already has his. So hold on one second. Tyrone, sorry. Okay, tell me, honey, how your story begins. Tyrone.
Okay.
Okay, tell me.
Do I read the entire thing?
Don't read the entire thing, honey. Just tell me how it begins. Okay.
Basically, a rich person that lives in a mansion
Mm-hmm.
takes home a baby Bigfoot,
Mm-hmm.
and then he turns and he since the mansion has so many rooms, he takes one room, and the baby Bigfoot takes one room, and the rich person doesn't know because he has so many rooms to look for. So
Uh-huh.
then he has like this whole big like um, com-
a whole bunch of computers and stuff.
Mm.
And then in 5 minutes later, he has like 5 minutes later, the whole world is his.
Ooh.
And then so launching llama and agitated alpaca are the superheroes, and they come to see what's going on, and then they fight him, and he was like helpless as a baby until he grew back, and he wasn't actually baby Bigfoot. He was the devil's assistant, so he turns into a huge, powerful demon in battles. Then,
Wow, that's how your story begins?
yeah.
Oh my goodness, I can't wait to hear the comics of that story. Well done. Thank you very much for sharing. That was fantastic. I really want to know how that ends. Okay, how the story plays along. Okay, I'm listening to Ishita. Ishita, tell me just the beginning, sweetheart. I know you're excited, so just tell me the beginning, okay? Go ahead, sweetie.
Well, at first it shows like so the bad guy, he's holding a paper.
Oh, yeah, Ishita, if you turn your volume down just a little bit, that won't happen. Turn it down just a little bit and then talk to me again. Come on, honey.
So the
Okay.
bad guy, he's holding a character. I
Yeah.
mean not a character, a paper.
Uh-huh.
So the first part, it's like zoomed in of what the paper is, and it's like all the goats of
Mm-hmm.
like common, rare, uncommon, and stuff like that. And
Mm.
then like you see if then you see him, and then um he's like, oh, he notices you, and then he introduces himself.
Oh, okay. Now that sounds intriguing. Now that makes me want to really know what happens next. Thank you for sharing, sweetheart. Okay, Harshika, tell me, please, how is your story beginning?
So, like in my story beginning, there are 3 horses, and then two bulls.
Yeah.
I mean 3 bulls, and then like 1 goat. So in that there are, and so like the goat is the trainer for the 3 bulls,
Yeah.
and like the horses challenge the 3 bulls to
Uh-huh.
have a dance party with them. So in that dance party, they put some like really loud pop music,
Uh-huh.
and then they all dance really good. The horses win almost, but then at last, the leader of the horse, he touches the electrical wire and gets shocked, and then all
Oh.
3 of them get shocked, and
Oh.
then they all roast up, and then they all were like, and then their dance came out really bad, and then the goat came and took popcorn and roasted it on them, and then like yeah, that was the beginning of my story.
Wow, that's the
And the
beginning of the
bulls
story.
win.
Sorry, say that again, honey. Say, oh, wait, hold on a second. Wait. Did she just say it again? The last part? Uh-oh, hello?
Hello?
Oh, sorry. Can you say it again? No. Can you say it again, Harshika? I'm sorry. I hit the button too fast before you finished. Can you say that last sentence again?
Yeah, so like and then she roasts the popcorn on them, and then
Yeah.
they all watch, and then they did a really good dance, so the
Uh-huh.
bulls win.
Okay. Wow. Wow and wow. You guys, you're starting with a very, very exciting beginning. So I can't wait to hear what your climax is, because your climax has to be more exciting than your beginning. Excellent. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so I have here from Ariane gets a tsunamas call. What's a tsunamas call? Okay, and Deshita says a family moves to a new house in a new state. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Okay, that's very intriguing. All right, and then Okay, she's just saying that her scene is just like a movie. Okay. Oh, anonymous. Oh, I got you. I got you. An anonymous call. Yes, that's very intriguing. Very good. Thank you, everyone who shared. All of that is wow. And all of you who have a very exciting beginning. Yeah, I need an even more exciting climax. Okay. Yep. She said, no, my scenes are not like a movie. That's what you wrote. The scenes, there are scenes just like that. Oh, in a movie. Oh, I see. In a movie. Okay. Thank you for clarifying that, sweetheart. Yep. No? Okay. All right. Let's continue. Let's continue. Never mind, actually. Okay. Oh, no worries, honey. Okay. So our next one is that rising action. Remember the rising action? It intrigues your reader even more. It increases that tension. It wants to make your reader read even more, and they're hanging on at the edge of their seat to know what is happening next. So part 2 is your hero, heroine, or character springs into action. And here's what happens to mine. Here's what happens to Wonder Woman. While she's quietly eating her food at the back of the restaurant, chomp, 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 she notices the villain, Steely Burgers, robbing the restaurant of cash and burgers. Yeah, so she's minding her own business, eating her burgers, and then she sees that something is going on. So see, that's intriguing. Yeah, obviously something is about to happen between Steely Burgers and Wonder Woman. Okay, so take a minute to write down how your hero is springing, or hero, heroine, or character is bringing into action. How are you going to make tension in your story to make your reader want to read more? Okay, so I know some of you are already ready, but please take a minute or two to write that down in your paper, your notebook, or your Google Docs, and share it with us, please. Please, please, please share it with us. Yes. Type it in the chat. Raise your virtual hand because I want to hear from you. Okay, I know Tyrone, I think, oh no, Ishita has her story already written. So let's hear from Ishita. Ishita, tell me, Ishita, what is your rising action for your story?
Well, so basically,
Mhm.
I don't really know, honestly.
You don't, oh, you need more time to think, sweetie?
No, I wrote my full story, but I don't know what's like my rising point of this story.
Okay, don't worry, honey. Think about it. Think about it. And when you're ready, put it in the chat or raise your hand and let me know, okay? Look through your story and find out which one is the rising action. What's making that tension go up in the story, okay, sweetie? Yeah, okay. All right. And what about Tyrone, tell me, what's the rising action in your story?
So actually, I think the rising action is when the demon and the superheroes fail to get him, and he starts taking over more of the world.
Oh.
Then, yeah, that's it until the number 3. It's like really, really intense. Like really.
Okay. Save that for me. I'm coming back to you because I want to hear that tense moment. Amazing. Thank you very much for sharing. I want to hear from Prakrit. Prakrit, do you have a rising action? Do you have a rising action here in your story yet?
Yeah, so in my story, so first, what I did was that Spider-Man defeats all of his main bad guys, and he wants a free day.
Yeah.
And then once he's on a walk in downtown New York, and then he sees one of the bad guy's sidekicks, Giant Man. He's in a disguise, and then Spider-Man gets suspicious and follows him.
Ooh.
Into a warehouse.
Ooh, that's amazing. That is very intriguing. I want to know what happens then. Thank you, Prakrit. Prakrit is one of my fantastic students, and I am very happy that he is here. Okay, let me hear from someone I haven't heard from. How about Anthony? Anthony, can you tell me what your rising action is? Hello? Anthony? Okay, maybe he doesn't want to share with us. That's okay. All right. Anyone else want to share? Raise your virtual hand or put it in the chat if you want to share your rising action with us. Okay, thank you for everyone who shared. That is fantastic. Now let's continue to the most exciting part of the story, which is the conflict or the climax. Yeah, so the hero and the heroine are fighting against each other, against the villain or your character. Again, it doesn't have to be a hero or a heroine, yeah, or whatever your fictional or non-fictional character is. They are fighting against the villain. Yep, this is the most exciting part of the story. So here's how mine goes. Yep, so Steely Burger tries to escape, but Wonder Woman unleashes her whip around his legs and hangs him from his feet and stuffs his mouth with burgers. She's like, you wanted to steal some burgers? Here's a bunch of burgers in your mouth. Okay, so I want to know, I'm going to give you a minute or two, yeah, to make a note of what the most exciting part of your story is. What is that conflict? What is that climax? Yeah, and let me know about it. I want to hear from all of you guys. I want to hear from all of you. And let's hear from Ishita, because I know Ishita, I'm going to give you time to do that, but I know Ishita is ready. So let me start with Ishita. Hold on, sweetie. Here we go. All right, Ishita, let me know what that climax is in your story, Ishita.
Well, so basically, when the goat collector, he tries to capture the legendary hybrid princess goat.
Okay. Legendary hybrid princess goat. Okay.
Goat
Yeah.
army comes, and then
A goat army.
they defeat the goat collector, and then they reveal his identity. And then I just wanted to say, like, for number 4, the goats, they celebrated by taking over the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Boom. Yes. Fantastic. The legendary, what was it? The legendary hybrid princess? Ishita, tell me what that is again. The legendary what?
The legendary the legendary hybrid princess goat.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Thank you. So creative. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let me hear from Gerline. Let me see if Gerline has something to share with us, because I haven't heard from you in a while. Gerline, tell me, what's the most exciting part of your story, sweetie?
So it's gonna be when my main characters meet this other character called Citrange, and so basically they're on a journey to get to the other continent, and they're gonna meet her and see she's a cross between the continent they're from and the other continent they're trying to reach.
Yeah.
And that's when they actually see that the other continent is habited, and they actually have hope of going there.
Ooh, okay, excellent. Boom. Thank you for sharing that with us. Okay, and I want to hear from Harshika. Harshika, please, I want to know what's happening here with your climax, because it's got to be super exciting. Okay, tell me.
So, and then later after that, they got an idea so like the bull, his father was like really good bullfighting player.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then later, they all wanted to escape because they wanted to see their father, the bull's father. So they all escaped. But then later, one of the bulls, so the one bull gets trapped where they all kill the bulls. Like there, and then like the 2 other friends and the goat go to save it, and then they find another bull, so they all go together, and then they finally get out, and then they had it to stand like a statue because the person heard noises, and then later they all went inside a car.
Yeah.
And then the bull tried to drive the car. But then he pressed so many buttons that the car was moving, and then there were many musics
Oh,
together.
okay.
And then the goat started dancing, but then later the persons came, and then the bull suddenly started to drive the car, but then it wasn't working because like he didn't know how to drive a car. And then later the bull, he gets separated, and then when he was really small, he had like a person, like a little girl who used to take care of him. But then when they caught the bull, she really was sad. So they all were going to her. But then at last, they all got separated. Like the goat and the three other ones went in its own way, and then the other bull went to its own way, because they like they were going on a train, but then they couldn't push the train. So like the bull pushed the train, but then he wasn't so fast, so he couldn't climb on.
Oh,
And then later, the bull they caught the bull.
yeah.
And then they asked him to fight with the person, like bullfighting. And then later, the girl came too, and then everyone was shocked because the bull was really kind, but
Yeah.
then the human wasn't. So the human scratched all over on the bull,
Oh no.
and then but then suddenly the bull was really, really, really kind. But then he was really scared of needles, so he started running all around. And
Oh
then
no.
he made the trainer fall down, and then everyone threw roses on him. And then like the girl came, and then the other bullmates, they found him too. They came back and they found him, and then he was a legendary player for many years.
Wow, that sounds like not just your conflict, but it also sounds like the rest of the story. Well done. Thank you for great job, Harshika. Thank you for sharing that with us. Okay, and I've got one more that I want to hear from. Arian, yeah, Fernando, yep. It sounds very similar to the movie. Yeah. Okay, Arian, can you tell me about your conflict or climax? Oh, whoops. Okay. You want to tell us about it? Your conflict?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me, honey.
My conflict is, well, I'm still thinking about it, but I think it's where both of the characters encounter each other.
Yeah, they encounter each other. Okay, yep, that sounds like a conflict. Very good. Thank you. Okay, Tarun says you want to share your really, really big conflict. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so then launching llama and agitated alpaca call a rematch. He said okay because he enjoyed it and he knew he would beat them again. But then after a launching llama couldn't fight anymore,
Uh-huh.
some superheroes, famous superheroes, happened to be passing by, so they help.
Mm-hmm.
So they help and then fight him, and then finally the demon dies, but
Ooh.
then the devil comes
Mm-hmm.
because he really wants to take over Earth, and then God comes, so now there's 1 against 5
Oh.
superheroes,
Oh.
but one is very, very, very powerful.
Wow.
So they work together, and then finally they delete him.
Wow. Okay. Boom. That is very exciting. Thank you, Tyrone, for sharing that with us. Okay. So now we're going to start to bring the story down a little bit. Okay. And we are going to write about how our hero or heroine or non-fictional character or fictional character is celebrated for defeating the enemy. Okay, so for example, for me, the police come and arrest Steely Burgers. The cash is returned to the restaurant, and Wonder Woman is the heroine of the day, and she is celebrated for being awesome. Okay, so I want to know, how is your character being celebrated? How did they defeat the enemy? I think some of you have already told me that. Yeah, but I still want to hear from the others. So please, please, please let me know, how is your hero being celebrated? How did they defeat the enemy? Make a note on your comic strip. Yeah, I mean on your paper, excuse me, on your paper, Google Docs or notebook. Write it in the chat, yes, or raise your virtual hand so I can hear from you. I'd love to hear how these stories end. So please do share with us. Let's hear from Ashita. Ashita, I know your story. How about you? How is your character celebrated?
I already told you that.
Yeah, you want to tell us
So,
again, because we're doing it by parts.
well, the goats, they celebrate by they take over the world.
They take over the world. Okay, thank you for sharing with us again. All right, and let me try Anthony again. And Anthony, how does your character celebrated?
So far I've gotten to my hero defeats the villain by blowing up the space station.
Ooh.
But he has to get back to Earth before he can celebrate, so I'm still figuring that part out.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you for answering. That's excellent. Okay. And here's it. Erin says it catches all the agents from the secret pig console. Very good. Excellent. Okay. And let me see. What about Gerline? Let me hear from Gerline. Gerline, how is your enemy defeated, or how is your your character celebrated? Gerline.
Yeah. So I actually have a question.
Sure,
does it
sweetie.
have to be like a good ending?
It doesn't have to be a good ending, no, but how are you planning? How do you think about ending it?
So
Go ahead,
I
sweetie.
was kind of thinking of like they get thrown in prison to like be investigated.
Okay, well that does kind of have a defeating, right? They get defeated, so they have to get investigated. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. Well done. Great job. Great job. Very good. Thank you, Gerline, for sharing with us. Okay, let's take a look at the last part. Yeah, and so the last part is a satisfying ending for the hero and the heroine and all minor characters. Okay, so how does your story end? What is the resolution? For me, Wonder Woman learns the important lesson that she must always be prepared, even on her day off. So really, she doesn't even have a day off, but she must always be prepared, right? So how does your story end? How does your story end? Let me know. Yeah, take a moment to note it down. Write it in the chat. Yes, write it in the chat. Let me know how your story ends, or raise your virtual hand. Okay, I'll give you a minute or so to do that. Okay, let's hear from Tyrone. Tyrone, how does your story end? Oh, he might still be in the bathroom. Let me see. Okay. My story has a lesson. I'm coming, Ashita. Yeah, go ahead, Tyrone. How does your story end?
Well, in the fourth part, scientists can do experiments on the villain, but then in the 5, everyone has a big dance party.
Ooh, very good. I love it. It has a dance party. Great job. That's super. Well done. Okay. Ishita, tell us about your lesson. What's the lesson, Ishita?
Never to collect goats.
Good. Never collect goats. Yeah, because they just might be a problem. Very good. Super, Ishita. Well done. Beautiful. Okay. And what about Arian? Arian, how does your story end?
The secret big console explains their problem that all their agents are dying, turning into shredders and getting turned into pepperoni and ham. So they sign on a peace tree and try to stop him and production
Okay.
of pepperoni and ham.
And the production of pepperoni and ham. Okay, very good. Thank you. Super. Well done. Okay. And let me hear from Anthony. Anthony, how does your story end?
So again, I'm still working on the ending, but I told you the hero defeats the villain by blowing up the space station. Still has to get back to Earth.
Yeah.
I'm still coming up with some more ideas.
That's okay, but that sounds really good. You're off to a wonderful start. And let me, Grant, is it Grant he? Grant he? Yes, Tyrone, you will. Hold on just a moment.
No, my name is Oxange.
Oh, sorry. Okay, Askaj. It was the other way around. I apologize for that. Thank you for correcting me. So how does your story end?
My story ends when the six brothers and sisters, well, it's just eight family. They go back, and the parents don't believe that they're superheroes, and then they say a word. It's not Shazam and not copying from the movie, and they just say a word, and they all turn into superheroes, and the mom and dad are astonished and shocked.
Oh, excellent. Super. Well done. Thank you, Askash, for sharing that with us. Okay, Tyrone wants to share the moral of the story. Go ahead. Tell us what the moral of the story is. Tyrone, excuse me.
The first one is never take stray pets into your house, and the second one is don't mess with spinning llamas.
Ah, very good. Excellent. Super, super. Okay, all of these stories sound fantastic. Well done to everyone. Yep, so now you know all the different parts and now you have some ideas written down. So now let's take a look at captions and speech balloons. Okay, so we use captions. One of the ways that we can use captions is to narrate the story. Okay, so what our character is not saying or what our pictures are not saying, we can say with our captions. Okay, so captions are also used to tell the character's thoughts. Okay, when they're not actually speaking out loud in a speech bubble or a speech balloon, you can narrate what they are saying in the captions. And also the captions are written either at the top or the bottom of the frame. We most commonly see it at the top, but you can write it either at the top or the bottom. So in these examples that we have here, we have the captions up here. And again, we can use those captions to narrate our story, to tell our story, or to write down what the thoughts of the characters are with not, what they're saying out loud, but just what they are thinking. Okay, and then we also have speech bubbles or speech balloons. I like speech bubbles better, are used for words that the characters are saying, okay, for dialogues when two characters are talking to each other, and also for sound effects. Yeah, so if we take a look here, let me do this here. If we take a look here, we can see these, these sound effects, hee 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 hee, or something that the character is actually saying, I don't even want shrimp for dinner. Okay, so use your speech bubbles once again for what the character is saying out loud, when the characters are talking to each other, or for sound effects, and use your captions to tell the story. Yeah, to tell the story, or for expressing what the characters are thinking. Okay, all right, so let's continue here. Oops, one moment. Okay, now let's continue and talk about panels. Okay, so a comic strip has between 3 to 9 panels per page. Okay, so no more than 9 panels per page, and the number of panel depends on the length of the story and the illustrations. Okay, so if you have a long story, then you're obviously going to have more panels. But consider that if you all have a long story, you're just going to have to pick out the things that the characters are going to say. Yeah. And just a few things that you would say in your captions. Don't overcrowd your panels. Okay. Don't overcrowd your comic strip. Try to have a balance with the pictures are also going to be telling a story, right? So whatever your pictures are saying, you don't actually have to write that, right? Because the pictures are demonstrating what part of that story is. You also have what you're going to write in your captions and what you're going to write in your speech bubbles. So be careful not to overcrowd it, because then it just becomes too much. Okay, you want just enough so that the combination of the three, the captions, the pictures, and the speech bubbles are telling the story together. Okay, so be careful not to that your picture and, for example, your picture and your captions are saying the same thing. Okay, use all three of those parts to make the one story. Okay, so and you can have also traditionally the panels were just squares, right? Squares or rectangles, but you can use all kinds of shapes. Okay, and look at this three panel. This three panel has a big rectangle and two squares. Yeah, and this is a 6-panel one, right? And it's got some circles and it's got some rectangles. And this 6-panel has all kinds of shapes going on here. We've got a star or star shape and rectangles and a square. This 3-panel, if we take a look at this 3-panel, yeah, we've got a big star and 2 squares. So you can make the panels however you want, in whatever shape you want. They don't have to be that traditional rectangle. Okay, yes, Ishita has a question. Hold on, Ishita. Let me get to you, sweetie. Hold on just a moment. Yes, Ishita, I'm listening to you, honey.
So my story, the first scene, like the first square, like the first page,
yeah,
there, since like it's like zoomed in into what the goat collector is looking into
yeah,
his paper, so it's like just gonna be one big panel with types of goats, and then after that page will be the panels there again.
Okay, sweetie, like I said, you know, this is your time to be creative. This is your time to be creative. And remember also that you are going to be sharing this on social media. So sometimes it's easier for things to be either all in one page or very, very engaging. Otherwise, people tend to kind of check out a little bit. Okay, so if you make it too long, someone might not get to the second page. You see what I'm saying? So take that into consideration when you're doing that. But yeah, you can make it as you wish. Okay, sweetie? This is your time to be creative. Okay? All right. Dishita has a question. Yes, Dishita, I'm listening to you, sweetie. Hello? Dishita, sweetie, do you have a question? Your hand is up. Okay, let me try the other Dishita. Dishita, do you have a question, sweetie?
Yeah, I was saying I can't unmute, but okay. So basically, what you're saying is, so for like the pages, or are you talking about the whole story? Because I wasn't here before, because it kind of like shut down my computer.
Oh, no worries. Okay, so sorry. Clarify your question for me. Can you ask that one more time? Mm-hmm.
So are you talking about like the story should be too long, or like the panels for each page?
Oh, what I'm saying is that it shouldn't, nothing should be too long, because so what I was saying is that, for example, if you have 2 pages, which you can, someone may not know to click on to the next page. So I just want you to take that into consideration. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying that think about that, because you're going to be sharing your comic on social media. Okay, and so it might someone may not know that there's a second page. Okay, just something to think about. Okay, sweetie.
So we only keep things on one page. Like I don't really get it.
I'm not saying you have to keep things on one page. I'm just saying that you're going to be sharing, right? You're going to be sharing on social media. You get that part, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it's possible that that person may not see your second page. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so that I just want you to think about that. So you could, it might just be better to keep it on one page, but you don't have to keep it on one page. Is that clear?
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
sweetie?
but also, okay,
Mhm.
also like, where do we like post our comic after we're done with it?
Oh, you're going to get all that information. Okay, sweetie? You'll get all that information. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, honey. All right. Thank you for your questions. All right. So, okay. So again, remember, don't overcrowd your panels, and make sure you have that balance. You have that balance between your pictures, your illustrations, your captions, and your speech bubbles. Okay. Don't overlap them. There's no need to, you know, again, if you have a picture that, has Wonder Woman jumping, you don't have to write Wonder Woman jumps. We can see it in the picture. Okay. All right. So if you have any questions on that, please do write it in the chat and I will answer them for you. Okay, let's continue and let's take a look at what my comic strip looks like. Okay, so as I mentioned to you before, Wonder Woman, she wants to relax. She decides she's hungry and she goes to the restaurant. When she gets to a restaurant, she's eating, and Steely Burgers decides he wants to rob the restaurant of cash and burgers. Yes, and and then Wonder Woman goes after him. She hangs him from the she hangs him by his feet with her whip, and she stuffs his mouth full of burgers. The police come and get him. Yeah, and then Wonder Woman realizes that she can never take a day off. I mean, she can't take a day off, but that she must always be prepared for some action. And as you can see, yeah, I'm narrating the story here up at the top. Yeah. And anything that Wonder Woman is actually saying, I put in my speech bubbles. Okay. All right. So let us do a very quick quiz before we wrap this up. Oops, hold on one moment. Let me take those drawings away. Okay, let's do a quick quiz. I want to know, yes, I want to know what you learned from today. So we've got some questions here. The first question is, what is the most exciting part of the story called? Second question, what part of the story increases the tension? Number 3, what do you call the bad guy in the story? And what part of the story do we learn happens to the characters after the conflict? And your last question is, did you enjoy the session? Yes, it was just okay. Oh yeah, it was wonderful. Okay, let's see. Ooh, excellent. We've got a resolution. Good job for everyone's answering these correctly. That's fantastic. Okay, what part of the story increases the tension? Okay. Ooh. All right, we just got, let's give you one more minute for everyone to answer. Okay, all right, so everybody got number 3 right. That is fantastic. Number 3 is excellent. Everybody got number 4 right. Yep. Excellent, excellent. And number 5, I'm glad you guys enjoyed this session. Now we seem to have a little bit of confusion with the exciting part increases. So remember that the most exciting part is the conflict or the climax could also be called. That is the most exciting part. And the one that increases the tension is the rising action. So think of the word rising, yeah, going up, and increase also means going up. So increasing the tension. Okay, well, everyone, you are now going to, well, not now, we're first going to take a break. You're going to learn how to transition your fantastic stories into a comic strip, okay? And you are going to do that with Miss Sanskriti. It has been my absolute pleasure to be with you today and to be your teacher and show you how to do this. Thank you very, very much. All your ideas are super and fantastic, and all of you are amazing. So take a break, get something to drink, get something to eat. Yeah, relax yourself a little bit and get ready to be creative in just about an hour. Okay, bye-bye, everyone. See you next time. Thank you for your time and participation. Bye-bye.
1 second. It won't be exactly an hour. We extended this session like by approx almost, half an hour. So they just have half an hour now.
Oh, you have half an hour. Okay. Yeah, so you have 30
We went
minutes.
ahead with the session, like it extended a bit by like 25 minutes. So they have half an hour now, not 1 hour break.
Okay, so you have 30-minute break. Okay, guys? 30 minutes. All right. Bye. See you next time. Bye-bye.